Man, there is nothing quite like getting your hands on a game that you never thought was going to be real. Ugh. Well, luckily, I get to feel that feeling again with today's Danno log, Super Mario RPG. My history with Super Mario RPG goes back kind of far. Days of the internet. We're talking the fight for Geno and Smash. That's kind of it. But it wasn't until the SNES Mini, or as we call it here in North America, the SNES Classic, that I finally got to play the original Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. Now, this game doesn't really have a huge place in my heart, as I kind of got into it a little bit too late. But from what I played, I really enjoyed it. Now, my history with Mario RPG wasn't really with the first title. It was actually with Mario RPGzzzz as an idea, as a genre. My first one was Paper Mario on the N64, the classic that is beloved by many. However, when I wanted to get a copy for myself, I didn't have an N64. But luckily, I grew up with a GameCube, which is where I found my favorite game of all time, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. This game I sunk endless hours into, getting to the final boss, losing, restarting because I figured, well, I want to play more Paper Mario, might as well just start it over, and then actually finally beating it when I was about 16. I also grew up with Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga on the Game Boy Advance. This one I beat when I was in Trinidad in 2009. I still remember the day. It was a legendary day. I had the game for a couple years at that point. And yeah, this one has a very special place in my heart. What I didn't know growing up was that each of these games had a forefather that all of them took heavy resemblance to. And that was this beautiful work of art, Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. And I loved it. I loved the world. I loved the characters. I loved the script. But alas, I got stuck in between the Johnny and Yuridovich fight and stopped right before Balom's dungeon. That's sort of where I left off. Life got in the way. If you've seen my Persona 5 video, you know the rest. I started streaming. We're here, 2023. We get the surprise announcement of a remake, a beautiful one at that. And this leads us to this very moment here, where I've played the game for the last week and beat it. Boy, I got a lot to say. To start off with, I think we need to lay down a list of the pros and cons of this remake. In terms of pros, a crisp, clean art style that stays true to the original, beautifully rendered cutscenes that enhance extra special moments, gorgeously remastered music, and the option to choose the original soundtrack. You have quality of life improvements such as the treasure pin, adaptive action command pop-ups. They fixed the first frog coin so you can actually get it if you missed it, as most people would. Frog Sage knows. I missed it on my first run. Autosave, and Thought Peek is more useful as it now shows enemy weaknesses along with what they're thinking. In terms of cons for the game, I do have a few critiques. I found that sometimes the isometric perspective makes platforming confusing. It was a problem with sticking too close to the original. Funnily enough though, a quick change of the controller made some of these platforming segments a lot easier.
No.
Oh, I see how this is gonna be.
God, Jesus.
Oh no, alright. What the fuck? I slipped off! Okay, alright, I see this.
He's
He's gonna say every time? What the
I
fuck?
love this game.
What the?
Mario, don't give
God.
up.
Leave me alone, dude. I can get up on my own.
Bro, that was kind of cringe, bro.
God damn it, this is awful.
He's worried.
Hey, what up, bitch? You fucking up again? Anyway.
Yeah. God damn it! Yeah, you're a fucking god. Ah! Okay, I'm gonna use my control
Daniel, you
stick
tried
this time.
turning off the 3D effects on your 3DS?
Yeah.
That's a good
Try
idea,
using this. Try using the slime controller.
So,
Yo, good point. Good point. Oh my god, why am I not doing that yet? Please don't judge me. Oh wait, real quick, because you guys are watching. Look what came in today. My Mario RPG pins. Yippee! Can I get a yippee in the soundboard? Yippee!
how does it feel to use? Like,
Goopy.
Probably on
just a
point.
circle.
He's already like, look at this. He's just gonna breeze through this easily.
Yeah, 100%. Holy shit, it's working.
Dude, it's over.
All it took was slime.
Dude, it's like straight up, we're back.
Yeah.
Smooth
look at
like
that.
butter.
What
Oh my
the fuck?
goodness.
The slime controller!
Like
criminal
criminal
The slime
controller!
I can't tell if it's a get good moment or a get better controller moment. Because so little changes were added to the script, for the sake of keeping it true to form, some characters still don't get the time in the sun that they deserve. But we're gonna get into that. First off, you got Super Mario, the funny jump man. He's Mr. Protagonist, and everybody in the Mushroom Kingdom dick rides him. Smithy and his onslaught of evil henchmen don't give a fuck about this man. Next, you got Malo. His ass is not a frog. He's thought to be the son of the Frog Sage, or as it used to be called, Frog Fuchsius. But anyway, Malo's a crybaby for the first half of the game, cuts that shit out very quickly. You find out more about him towards the end of the game before things hit their climax. I liked his character development. He learns to stop crying. He's an orphan. He really does get his time in the sun, literally. He's a cloud. About halfway in the game, you get Bowser. He is a himbo. Total tough guy. Silly as fuck. Mans really thinks he's the protagonist. Funnily enough, similar to a future Mario RPG, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, Bowser is actually trying to get his throne back, as Bowser's Keep gets infiltrated by Smithy's henchmen. Ayo, why they call it Bowser's Keep anyway? The nigga couldn't even keep it. Next you have Mrs. Chad herself. Peach is fucking broken. There's nothing else that I can say. She's a healing tank. My strat was, as soon as I got an experience accessory, give her that shit, double her experience, and make her level up a bunch so she's overpowered as fuck.
Girl boss.
Fuck it. Yeah, girl boss double XP. Let's go.
She gets Psych Bomb, so either she's healing the team or she's absolutely destroying the competition. Goated. I never let her go. Seriously, it's a broken strategy. If you're playing this game, level up Peach, you're gonna win. That's it. That's the strat. And you may notice that there's one man that I have not mentioned. A man that I have made countless fan art of. I have been on the dick riding committee for getting him in Smash Bros. Geno, the puppet, the Star Spirit. After finally playing through the entire game, I have to say, Geno serves zero purpose, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, he has the cool factor. He really is technically the protagonist, as Star Road needs to be restored, and that's sort of the MacGuffin is the 7 stars, thus the subtitle of the original game. But there's not really any point of growth. I mean, he's just an all-seeing being at the end of the day, controlling a puppet with a cool design. He doesn't get any sort of growth, and there aren't a lot of moments where he needs to step in and give his 2 cents. I think if there was one thing they could have added to the script, to little moments here or there, is just give Geno some time to just say something. Give his 2 cents. Be a guide for everyone. Maybe he would be more annoying, because he'd be like a fucking Futaba, or he'd be more like a Makoto. But still, I think after a while, you kind of just forget he's there, man.
Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. You should kill yourself now and give somebody else a piece of that oxygen and ozone layer that's covered up so that we can breathe inside this blue trap bubble. Because what are you here for?
In terms of the plot, Peach is captured by Bowser. You fight Bowser. You may or may not win. You'll have to play to see. And then a giant sword. Here comes the giant sword. Boom. You're off on your adventure. You're meeting new characters, and the ball just sort of keeps rolling from there. The fun is in the characters that you meet and the silly little quirks that each one has, and the things they have to say. In terms of Mario RPG being a remake, I think there's a conversation to be had about the types of remakes there are. This is a remake with subtle adjustments, some different upgrades, a change to some of the script, just little touches here and there that give it a 2023 flair and keep its true original vision intact. On the other side of things though, you do have reimaginings, which are on a spectrum between keeping the same vision with a game sort of like Resident Evil 2's remake, and on the other side of the spectrum where it is just rewriting history like Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have no problem with either or in terms of the approach, but I do feel like Super Mario RPG is an approach that I can get behind, man. When you add some things that they couldn't add in the original, or some things that are just quality of life improvements for a new generation of gamers, you can bring a classic to the forefront of people that really would have never given the original a chance. I gave the original Mario RPG a chance on the SNES Classic because I love video games. I'm wanting to find these new experiences, and I have no problem sinking time into something if I'm hearing a lot of suggestions of it. But I think a lot of people forget that most people aren't like that. Most people don't got time in the day to just try a new game out. We're not kids anymore. If you didn't grow up with the original, that little moment in your life where you could just say, let's try it out. It could be gone for you. So Mario RPG is important because it's giving us that moment for so many people. And the game is great. I hope that a lot of people can get into it. With that being said, that's why I respect their approach with a very confident, faithful remake. It is one-to-one on almost every aspect, but the things that they've added or taken away, such as names that were direct translations, they don't hurt. It's all for the better. That's also to say, if they weren't faithful and they made changes to the script, you have two problems. There's a what-if scenario of, let's say they change Geno's character, but they do exactly what I said. They make him a Makoto-like, a fucking nerd who's all-seeing, and no matter what, he always just jives in every 2 seconds to just give his little thing of wisdom, and everybody's like, bruh, oh my god, who invited this man? Think about the fan reception, and think about, for new players too, would they like that character? Now, mind you, from what I've heard, a lot of people don't really give a fuck about Geno. And I can't blame them, because now that I beat the game for the first time, it's sad seeing him go away, because you love the guy. He was a part of the team. He helped us kill Exor. At the same time, it's not like I cried when he left. Maybe you would cry if you grew up with the game and you finally got to see this rendered in HD, but that's a different reason for crying, not because he's cool. Sorry, that's a little more of a Geno rant. I just was a little disappointed because I thought he was going to be cooler. With that being said, I feel like I've talked about my conflictions with the game, and also why I think the choices that they made serve the game really well. So it's time to gush. The writing is so cute. Comedy galore. What they do with the sprites, it was the exact same on the original, the exact same here. You have them twisting around and doing funny little emotes. When Mario is explaining to the Chancellor about what's been happening, he changes to Bowser for a couple of seconds. It's just cartoony mischief, and I love it. Thought Peak, or what used to be called Psychopath, is as goated as ever. With the last boss, if you use Thought Peak, it just tells you its weaknesses, which is kind of pointless because it just gives you a list of weaknesses on the side, but still, very cool, very cute. Oh my god, the music, man, the music! Do I even have to get started on that shit? If you've been watching my streams at twitch.tv/Danno the Artist, you'll know that I've been playing that soundtrack for the last 3 years that I've been streaming. I love it. I've always adored it. And hearing it remastered with beautiful instrumentation, swells, even some added parts here and there that I've noticed, it is just orgasmic to ears. Here's a fun fact. I have several alarms. One of my alarms is the Final Fantasy level up theme, but 2 of my other alarms in the middle are the battle theme for Mario RPG and the victory theme for Mario RPG. Just imagine, there have been plenty of days where I don't wake up because I'm dancing in bed. Shit just makes you want to boogie. Oh my god. And the characters, dude, the characters. The first time I played this game, I was shocked at how memorable the characters are, even if you only saw them for a glimmer. Booster, baby! This man-child with the doll collection, Don't Look, Boshi, Big Yoshi, Johnny, oh my god, Johnny. Dude, my first time playing Mario RPG, I was like, okay, this Johnny son of a bitch needs to die. I can't take him anymore. And I thought, okay, this guy's a fucking pirate, you know what I mean? I'm gonna beat him in this one-on-one battle, it's gonna be lame, whatever. And I just figured, okay, after that he's gonna not let me have the star, I'm gonna have to fight him for a round 2. Little did I know, man's got a code of honor. Man is the GOAT. He got you after Spiritovich tries to pull up on you, and he says, nope, that star's for me mate Mario. I'll never forget that bar, dude. Goated. Johnny, goated character. He was here for a good time, not a long time, and we love him for that. The secrets in this game, being able to skip the pirate puzzle in that shitty ass dungeon. I was so happy that I remembered the password, just going and skipping through all the stupid puzzles in that sunken ship. I went through that hell several years ago when I played it for the first time, and I didn't have to go through it again. Thank you, Mario RPG. Very cool. Enemies become pals. Croco is stealing Mallow's frog coin is the reason why he cries, and is actually how you and Mallow meet. You fight him a couple times here and there. He's kind of a mischievous bastard, stealing shit, robbing niggas, but it's not until the end, when you meet with him at Bowser's Keep, that he shows respect. He waits for you at the door and he says, good luck. He thinks you're gonna die. He really thinks you're gonna die. But the funniest thing is, then you leave that room, if you go back into the room, he's exactly where he was when he left you and says, good luck, Mario. I hope to see you again. Or whatever the fuck he says. And then when you come back, he's still where he was sitting off, and he's like, oh, and he gets back into his position so you can talk to him again. It's the cute little things like that are just, they're not necessary, but for such a limited game on the SNES, you could tell that they really worked with what they had to make things just make it chuckle, and that's great. When Bowser's in your party at Bowser's Keep, towards the end of the game, there are some enemies that were his minions that won't fight him and they run away. Cute. It's just cute, small little shit like that. The Monstro Town secret, most people know, there's a secret final boss. Which leads us to, new to the game is Endgame content. Woo! I don't know how much more excited I could get over it. I usually don't care much for Endgame content, but I will say that the Endgame content is pretty cool. If you wanted a bigger challenge, here you go. I really appreciated that they don't just throw you back to your save spot after you beat the game. You kind of can just, they give you a little text box that says, go to this area and you can do this. No, instead, they actually have you wake up in Mario's bed after beating the game, and a toad goes, oh, you did this and beat the game? That's crazy. That was a dream. But I hear rumblings of this thing somewhere else, and that can lead you to the post-game content. I just think that's really nice. It's a little cherry on top and shows that they really had their shit down when they were making this remake, because it feels like that just would have been in the original. Which, maybe it was. I never beat it, so I don't know what endgame content was there, and I'm not looking it up. And from there, you can kind of just keep playing. In my week, I didn't have enough time to actually do the endgame content. I spent my little remainder of time for endgame content just versing that secret final boss. Listen, I gave you some spoiler warnings. It's QLX. It's a classic. If you didn't know about it, I mean, like, it's a very well-known secret in gaming history videos. I had zero problems with that fight. I did have some characters die towards the start, but once I got to the swing of things and getting some of the crystals down, that was not a hard fight in the slightest. Having the tank Peach there, having Mallow actually. Mallow is kind of goated. He has his Thunder move and he has his Ice move, and with them both, he actually is kind of integral to some enemy matchups. Geno doesn't have that. He has Geno Whirl, and if you time it right, you can kill Exor.
I did it! I did it!
There you go.
Yay.
I fucking did it, holy shit.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
We're going to the nether, no!
Still, with that being said, yeah, beating QLX was pretty easy. We all know who we can thank for that. Love you, Peach. I think my real takeaway from playing Super Mario RPG is that this game is a classic, plain and simple. Halfway through the game, I introduced my friends into a call and we started voice acting for the remainder of our play session. It was really awesome having them react to moments that I had already witnessed, and then finally getting to the point where I had stopped playing the game and we all were going in blind at this point. When the game isn't making my friends and I laugh, it's engaging us with easy to learn but tough to master combat, puzzles, platforming, and strategy. That's everything to me that makes a good RPG. Truly, they don't make games like this anymore. This gem, alongside the newly announced Thousand Year Door remake, has me excited for the future of Mario RPGs. Whether he's in a paper form, adventuring alongside his brother, or in a sequel to this very game, meeting all new sorts of wacky characters from a different dimension, I am excited for the future of Mario RPGs. And whatever the next game is, has a legacy to Withhold. With these masterpieces as a fresh reminder, may the next Mario RPG not stray too far from their greatness. I loved this game. And I hope you did too. If you haven't played it, give it a shot. It's honestly worth it. You'll have a good time. It's not too much of a time sink, and it is just good fun. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. I am actually still holding a copy of Mario RPG for the Nintendo Switch. Like, can you believe that shit? This game exists. This game exists, dude. I haven't got a fucking... Oh, wait, alright. I got a pin set I was going to show you, but whatever. All right, Bubsy 3D next time, I swear. Bye.
Thank you to my patrons, specifically Mr. Chad himself, Why Guy. I appreciate your generous support, and I'll see you guys next time.